Do you believe that some past secrets can haunt us even today? A heavy rain falls over a small village. Suddenly, a mysterious letter appears in his hands. An old photograph of the old house, but the shadow in the doorway, who is it? The secret, hidden for so long, will be revealed tonight. Will he confront the truth? Everything will change forever. Are you ready to discover the hidden wound? Hidden wound. Rain fell in thin sheets, drenching the small village in a cold embrace. A faint smell of wet earth filled the air, sharp and alive. Somchai stood under the old banyan tree, watching the villagers disappear into their homes. The wind whispered through the leaves, carrying a sound he could not place. It felt like a warning, but he did not move. He remembered the message that arrived that morning. A single envelope, soaked slightly from the drizzle, sealed with a mark he recognized too well. Inside, a photo of his childhood home. But it was not the house that shook him. It was the shadow in the doorway. He knew that shadow. The one he had buried long ago in the corners of his mind. Somchai's heartbeat quickened. He gripped the envelope tightly. A cold sweat ran down his back. Memories he thought forgotten clawed at his mind. The night his sister disappeared flashed before his eyes. The screams, the chaos, and the silence that followed. He had told no one. He had locked that pain deep inside. But now, the envelope seemed to breathe. The rain intensified, drumming on the roof of the small shack nearby. Somchai moved, compelled by a force he could not name. His feet sank slightly in the wet soil with every step. He reached the edge of the clearing where the light dimmed. A figure stood in the shadows, watching. Every instinct screamed for him to run. But something stronger rooted him to the spot. The figure stepped forward. A familiar voice broke the silence. Somchai. He froze. It was a voice from the past. One he had tried to forget for decades. The sound made his knees weak. The figure raised a hand, showing an object wrapped carefully in cloth. Somchai's breath caught in his throat. It was the pendant his sister had worn the night she vanished. The hidden wound inside him throbbed painfully. He wanted answers. He feared them. The rain blurred the edges of reality, making every movement uncertain. Somchai felt the world tilt. His past, his secrets, and his guilt collided into a single moment. The figure moved closer. Somchai could see the eyes now. Eyes that held the truth he had long avoided. A truth that would shatter everything he thought he knew. He could not turn away. He could not run. The hidden wound demanded recognition. And finally, it would speak. Somchai felt the cold rain soak through his shirt. It clung to his skin, making every movement uncomfortable, every breath heavy. The figure held the pendant delicately, almost reverently, as if it were a fragile piece of the past itself. Somchai stepped closer, compelled by a mix of dread and curiosity. "Where have you been all these years?" he asked, his voice trembling. The figure did not answer immediately. Instead, the rain seemed to grow louder, like the sound of drums in a distant festival. The wind twisted through the trees, and the shadows shifted unnaturally. Finally, the figure spoke, and the words cut through the night air. "Somchai, you have lived with a lie. Your guilt has been your prison." Somchai swallowed hard, feeling the lump in his throat tighten. The pendant glinted in the dim light, reflecting fleeting sparks on the wet ground. "It is time," the figure continued, "to face what you buried." Memories surged forward like a flood. The night his sister disappeared returned in vivid fragments. The laughter, the arguing voices, the sudden scream, and the figure he had never truly identified. Somchai had blamed himself all these years. He had carried the hidden wound silently. But now, here it was, materialized before him, a living echo of the past. He tried to step back, but the mud under his feet betrayed him, and he stumbled forward instead. The figure extended a hand, not threatening, but insistent. Somchai hesitated, then reached out. Their fingers brushed. A shock ran through his body. Not electricity, not pain, but something heavier, an emotional current, raw and unyielding. The figure whispered, "Everything you thought you knew is only part of the story." Somchai's heart raced. He could feel the pulse of the rain, the rhythm of his own fear, the pounding of his guilt. Why did you leave me?" he asked, his voice breaking. The figure lowered their gaze, shadows hiding the face partially. "It was not me who left," they said. "It was the choice your family made. They tried to protect you from the truth." Somchai froze. The words twisted inside him like a knife. "Protect me," he repeated. "From what?" The figure turned fully into the light, revealing a familiar face. But it was older, weathered, changed by time. And yet, unmistakable. Somchai staggered back, the rain pouring down, blurring the lines between past and present. "Your sister," the figure began, "she never truly left. Not in the way you think." Somchai's mind reeled. Every theory, every nightmare, every sleepless night, crumbled into uncertainty. What do you mean? He whispered. The figure stepped closer, holding the pendant out. This belonged to her, yes. But it was left for you, to guide you, to show you the path you must finally walk. Somchai's fingers shook as he reached for it. When he touched the pendant, the rain seemed to still for a moment, as if the world itself was holding its breath. A memory flashed, his sister laughing in the fields, her hair wet with morning dew, calling his name. He felt a strange warmth, mixed with the familiar ache of loss. She wanted you to forgive yourself, the figure said softly. Somchai's knees buckled, and he fell to the mud, clutching the pendant. Tears mingled with the rain on his face. The hidden wound inside him throbbed, no longer just pain, but a call for release. All these years, he whispered, I punished myself for things I did not do. The figure knelt beside him, hands on his shoulders. Somchai, it is time to heal. To confront the truth that has haunted you. He looked up, his vision blurred by rain and tears. The figure's eyes glimmered, reflecting the storm around them. She is still alive, the figure said. Somewhere in the village, waiting for you to find her. Somchai's heart stopped. The impossible seemed possible. His mind screamed, his body froze, yet a spark of hope ignited deep within. The village, where? He stammered. The figure smiled faintly, the first warmth he had felt all night. You already know the way, they said. The path you avoided. The old well near the rice fields, the place where the rain gathers in pools. Somchai gasped, his memory instantly recognizing the spot. It was where he had played as a child, where the last echo of his sister's voice had faded into the night. The hidden wound, the figure continued, will only heal when you confront the past fully. Face the truth, and you will find her. Somchai rose slowly, shaking, every muscle trembling with anticipation and fear. The rain soaked him to the bone, but he felt alive, electrified by the revelation. He glanced at the figure, who nodded once. No more hiding, they said. No more running from the pain you carry. It is time to act. Somchai's hands clenched the pendant. The hidden wound inside him screamed for release. He took a deep breath, inhaling the smell of wet soil, rain, and the faint fragrance the rain had softened to a gentle drizzle. Somchai and his sister sat by the old well, their hands clasped tightly. The pendant lay between them, gleaming faintly in the dim light. For the first time, Somchai felt the weight of decades lift from his shoulders. The hidden wound inside him, which had ached and pulsed for so long, now throbbed quietly, as if acknowledging release. His sister smiled, her eyes reflecting the same mixture of sorrow and hope that he had carried all these years. You must forgive yourself, Somchai, she said softly. We cannot change the past, but we can live for the present. Somchai nodded, tears mingling with the remaining rain on his face. He inhaled deeply, feeling the smell of wet earth, the freshness of the fields, and the promise of a new beginning. The village around them began to awaken slowly. Lights flickered on in distant homes, and the sound of footsteps and voices returned, gentle and reassuring. Somchai stood, brushing the mud from his clothes. He looked at his sister, and a smile broke across his face, a smile free from guilt, fear, and the long shadow of the past. We have been given a second chance, he said quietly. And we will not waste it. Hand in hand, they walked back toward the village. The hidden wound remained, but now it was a reminder, not a burden, a testament to resilience, love, and the courage to face the truth. Above them, the clouds began to part, letting a few rays of sunlight touch the earth. The rain had cleansed not just the village, but their hearts as well. Somchai glanced at his sister once more, feeling a warmth he had not known in decades. The past was no longer a cage. The hidden wound had healed, leaving space only for hope, forgiveness, and the bond that could never be broken. And as they stepped into the soft golden light of the new day, Somchai knew one thing for certain. No secret, no pain, and no hidden wound could ever overshadow the strength of truth and love. Together, they walked forward, leaving the shadows behind, ready to embrace the life that had been waiting all along.